Okay, so let's continue reading. As shown in document 7, okay, so this is their fourth document, the railroads in imperial India connected the region like never before, due to the fact that for most of its history, the region's been largely decentralized and culturally disparate, except large empires like the Mughals. Okay? The railroads, most importantly, proved to be a helpful tool in the development of a strong military. So this is not really related. This sentence is not really related to their main claim, which was the spread of racial ideologies and nationalism. But you have to remember this is also a very important, relevant information about the industrialization in Afro-Eurasia, specifically with railroads. And the student did frequently mention strengthening military in their contextualization and a part of their claim. So this also technically does qualify for strengthening their claim and referring back to their claim. As shown in document 5, okay, so this is their fifth document, written by an English politician likely to encourage British military action and expansion in East Asia, not just economic, to prevent Russian domination, railroads could be used to transport soldiers quickly. Okay, so this is really just proving this certain point over here. Well, this could act as a topic sentence, right? Document 5 is just basically saying, railroads were very, very useful in strengthening the British military from an English politician's perspective. And so obviously this would be a good evidence for this topic sentence over here. Anyways, the student, I'm guessing they ran out of time at this point, but they're concluding their DBQ by saying, this mobility ensures ability to consolidate holding far away and protect economic and political interest when state building across large regions like shown in document 4. This is really kind of interesting for their conclusion. Usually most students will say, or something like all in all, or in conclusion, typical concluding sentences, but I guess they ran out of time because they're really making sure they include document 4. This is also their 7th document. So this is 2 points for row C. They've earned a full point for row C. This concluding sentence is actually still a strong conclusion. It's very general, but it's still specific enough to make sure that this concluding sentence is relevant to the documents and the points provided by the student. And I guess they really wanted to earn full points because, well, they're mentioning document 4. All right, let's take some time to analyze some of my annotations. So this part of their DBQ, you may think that it's just general information and the student's just trying to sound fancy, but they're not. They're really talking about the impact that came with the spread of racial ideologies and nationalism and strengthening of the military, because this entire paragraph and this page is actually, well, they're sort of their concluding paragraph. I really want you guys to make sure to practice further elaborating on the important, essential impacts of some, key concepts that you're mentioning in your claim. Because if you don't talk about the impacts, even at least for 1 or 2 sentences, it kind of helps you lose complexity in your argument. And again, like I said, this sentence is not directly, the strong military sentence is not directly related to their claim, but is still very relevant, and they did mention it quite a lot in their contextualization and thesis, or the beginning of their thesis. So my point is, if it's something very crucial to a topic, even if it's not directly related with your claim, you should still mention it. Because if the student only just directly stuck to their claim that racial ideologies and political views such as nationalism spread, they wouldn't be able to fully utilize document 5 and document 4. But they did, and they managed to earn full points for row C by tying in a very important and relevant piece of information, which is stronger military. That's also why their concluding sentence is strong, because they're saying the mobility interests ability to consolidate, to really ensure holding far away and protect economic and political interest when state building across large regions like shown in document 4. Okay, so this is my point breakdown. they definitely earned a thesis point. They definitely had a thesis. They definitely also earned a contextualization point. They definitely had a strong, very good general thesis that really summarized the background story of all this. And then, like I said, they earned full 2 points for row C, or the first part of row C, which is using evidence. And then additionally, they earned full points for row C because they mentioned a outside historical evidence. They mentioned the encomienda system that was not mentioned in any of the documents. So this encomienda system that they mentioned in the DBQ, this is their own historical knowledge. So they earn the, special brownie point of the outside historical evidence point. Next, we have analysis and reasoning, which is row D. They earn full points for that. Their analysis and reasoning was very logical, and it was very, complex. And speaking of complexity, they earned the complexity point by tying the sources together in a well-written argument. They saw the most relevant, the most commonality points of each document, and they really made sure they connected it well together. The documents were just not loosely connected just because they had one railroad topic in commonality. No, they really made sure they connected it well together. Like we see in this paragraph over here, document 2 is talking about Qing Dynasty officials really wanting railroads and for the spread of nationalism. And then over here in document 3, we see the mention of India as well. Railroads would foster a sense of nationalism. They connect well. So that's also how you can earn the complexity point. And that's pretty much it for our DBQ walkthrough. I really recommend using this 2018 prompt to practice and make sure you also practice writing a DBQ, or even setting up an outline for your essay. Do whatever you can to practice in any area that you might be lacking on, or you might be thinking you need more help on. But in our next video, we'll be going over the actual scoring guidelines for the AP World History exam. So after you practice, make sure you tune into that video. Good luck with your practice, and I'll see you next time.